All right, welcome back. So we're going to start things off nice and easy with something visual and easy to notice, colors. So both Bootstrap 3 and 4 take advantage of contextual color classes. Things like danger, warning, info, primary, success, both with buttons and text and different applications, alerts, all sorts of things. Those colors come up again and again. And both have default values. When you start with Bootstrap 3, there's a default red for danger. That actual color changes. It's still red, but it's a different shade in Bootstrap 4. In addition, we have some new color classes that we'll talk about. So let's go back and look at Bootstrap 3. These are the contextual backgrounds that we work with in 3. Primary, success, info, warning, and danger. Now remember, we can always change these. These are just the defaults that we get, and they're really, the idea is that they are contextual. So primary would be the main color of your website usually. Warning is the color you want to use to deliver warnings. Danger is for bad news. So the default colors look like this. If we look at the colors for Bootstrap 4, much brighter, a lot more saturated, still a blue for primary, still red for danger, green is success, light blue for info, but just much brighter. In addition, we have some other colors that we can take advantage of. So if we go to Utilities on Bootstrap 4 and then go to Colors, you'll see that we have all these different classes now just to give our color, or just to give text different colors. Text primary, they all start with text. Text secondary, success, danger, warning, info. We also have text light. And text light is only going to look good against a darker background, so that's what they have here. But it doesn't have a dark background by default. You have to actually add that in. We have text muted, text white, text black 50, white 50, so 50% white, 50% black. And if you compare that to what we were working with, these are the background classes, but we also have the text classes. We only have muted, primary, success, info, warning, and danger. So we gained quite a few here. We gained things like secondary, dark, light, white, and all these black 50, white 50. I don't use those very much, but it's important to note that we have some new colors, and the same thing applies for backgrounds. These were the only 5 backgrounds we used to have. Now, if you keep scrolling down, we have all of these background classes. So the syntax is the same, BG dash the name of a color, but we have quite a few more options. So let's test it out a bit. I have a couple of files I want to show you. So this is just, let me just show you my folder structure, I guess. I have a folder called colors that I'm working in, and it has index.html, which we're looking at now. And inside of it, I just have the basic getting started template using the CDNs. I copied and pasted it. I changed the title. Now in here, I'm going to start by adding a container, and that's sort of standard for Bootstrap, just so that my text isn't right up against the edge. And I'm just going to work with H1s. So I'm going to make an H1 and just say I am an H1 and save, refresh. Okay, so the container pushes it over. That should be review from Bootstrap 3. That's unchanged. Now I'm going to give it a class of text-primary, refresh the page, and we get that bright blue. And I'm going to duplicate this a couple times, and we can play around with danger. We don't need to do all of them. My personal favorite is info. We have success. Save, refresh the page. All right, so we get those colors. But again, we also have things like text white, which we're not going to see, but it's in there. But if we wanted to make it clearer, we could give it background dark or any other background, but dark is the easiest one to see it on. So background dark didn't exist. Text white wasn't a thing. Same thing with text dark. Text muted was around, but my point is just that we have more options and the colors are brighter. Another thing that's new is the text light and BG light. So text light, it's going to be difficult to see, but this is not white. My body is white. This is, I don't know, a very, very light gray. So often I don't use text light, but we'll use BG light, and we get a nice background that just calls something out a little bit. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to the colors here. I just wanted to show you that they are different. And to really show you how different they are, what I'm going to do, first I'm going to add in the rest of the colors really quickly. Like warning is missing. I'm going to add that in. Okay, Now I'm going to take all of this exact markup, and I have another file that you don't need to follow along with, but this one here has Bootstrap 3 included. And I'm going to put my code in here, and it's just going to give us a way to reference what Bootstrap 3 looks like. And I'm going to refresh it, and we'll open them side by side. You can see those colors are very, very different. And I personally, well, I think these look a lot better. Maybe I just like brighter colors. But you can also see some things aren't even here. For example, the background classes, there is no BG dark, which it's not showing up here. Anyway, I'll leave it there for colors. There's not that much to it. We just gained some new classes, and the actual default color values changed, and they're a lot brighter. Next, we're going to continue talking about typography. We're going to learn about block quotes, which are new. Well, they're not new, but some changes to block quotes, as well as to page headers. And then we're going to talk about those REMs, R-E-Ms. What are those?